going to the places and seeing how does it feel? Does it feel like a place that we would know and we want to know more of?
It's a Handbag Husband house hunter.
International. Yay! This is
the Handbag Husband.
The Handbag Husband. Yay! So we just had our visit to Florida. So today we are here doing a little hiatus up in the rurality of California, where I think, these are moments in our lives where we get a chance to explore some of the upcoming dilemmas that we're gonna have. Because Hermes, the Hermescapades, we already got that planned out, looks good, and I have a very optimistic feeling for all the bags in the future. But our lives are more complicated than that, as I would imagine yours are as well. And so we wanted to bring to you a dilemma that I think you all, a lot of you folks, especially because some of you live abroad or live in the US or live in both, or also have remodeled your houses, a dilemma that you all may be able to help us with. Kind of deciding where that fork in the road, which way we should go, which is a better way to go, and realistically how Hermes has sort of swayed us to one or the other. So before we get to that though, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and we're always gonna try to bring you the best bag candy we can, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help our channel grow, and of course we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our newest short videos come out, and all the things we have on the socials, on Instagram and on YouTube, because we have new great Hermes content coming out every single week, and we have our bag collection revealing our bags up to this point. Really until we run out of bags every single month, we're gonna have a new bag, and hopefully it never runs out. But check those out as well if you have not seen them, because they're going to be coming out up to this point, and they're going to be way more into the future. Now, let's get down to a little bit more discussion about a dilemma that I think all of you might have very special abilities to help us through. So let's get you all up to speed about how we've come to this dilemma and where we are at with it. Because I think this is one of those breaking points, and in any project or anything you're doing, there's always gonna be a point where it's kind of like the point of no return. And I think on the home remodel side, we've kind of gotten there, because in the past we had talked about the fact.
So let's recap first.
Yeah.
So we bought this condo 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first moved in, it was like, we want to live in this place for a little bit. So we kind of know like this thing that we don't like, and then what we want to improve.
Yeah.
Now we're 2 years in, and we're like, okay, now it's kind of time to, or at least me the what's the word for it? The super project people that want to like start a new project, whatever. What did you call
That's
those
a good.
people?
I don't know, but that's a good description
There's a word
of
for
us.
it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The queen of the projects, or whatever you want to call.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I want to do something. And the first thing I wanted to do, it's 100%, 100% needs to get done, is the floor.
Yes.
I didn't like the floor.
It's like orangey.
It has like this yellow, it's like this yellow, like this kind of yellow.
Yeah.
So we refinished the floor.
And it looks great.
I like the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really like the color. And then we changed the carpets of the 2 bedrooms. And after that, I was like, oh, this is so fun. I like this. So let's continue this kind of like, big idea of like, oh, we can do this. Like we do wallpaper, paint, and we're going to do like fitted wardrobe, closet. And yeah.
So the issue is that the house that we moved into, it didn't feel like ours. In fact, it felt like, a lady lawyer's house, which, I don't know, Allie McBeal.
She was a lady.
She was a lady. She was probably a lawyer. Just the design felt very lady. Like 2000 lady lawyer, Allie McBeal, maybe Candace Bergman, or was it Murphy Brown? Like one of those kind of folks, like high power, like A-level, A-type people. Which
me.
I also love in there. So maybe it is your house.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
So either way, so we wanted to make the house feel more our own, and the problem with the remodel is like it's all like it's a circle. It's a circle, right? You're like, well, I don't want to do the cabinets because then we got to do the floors. And I don't want to do the floors before we do the plumbing, before we do any remodeling, before we do any built-ins.
And the
then you just
kitchen,
end up spiraling out of control until nothing gets done and you just go to sleep and,
Cry.
and cry.
Cry.
Yes.
Cry
yes.
to sleep.
So we made an executive decision saying we're going to start with the floors and then we'll figure the rest out there. We just got to knock one of these dominoes down.
Because that's an absolute must that I want to get done.
And it was going to get done no matter what.
Correct.
At all costs, floors were to get done, and we were lucky enough to have floors that could be refinished.
Yeah.
And they look great.
Because good thing it was a real hardwood floor.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, you're just engineer.
Yeah, we weren't
it's
sure.
hardwood. Like so.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
a good thing there was hardwood floor. Yeah.
So that has built up some momentum. We're like, oh, well, let's seriously look at start talking to contractors, interior designers, interior decorators, all the people involved, electricians, plumbers, all the people involved, this whole circus of folks who do this kind of work. And we did that. We got kind of our what we want to look at for our closets and our bag cave and the built-ins for the bedrooms and all the vanities, all that kind of stuff worked out. And we got a nice gentleman who, God bless him for his time, has put it together and said, here's a number. It's an estimate. Here's some numbers, so some commas and some numbers and some zeros. And that's where you're like, okay, well, this is the point where now you kind of put up or shut up, right? And we looked at that number, and also considering the time in LA right now, the market for remodels is booming. It is crazy competitive right now. So some of the things we even wanted, a lot of the people were like, I know this is what your budget is, and that's a good, healthy budget. We're way beyond that to even consider jobs, right? Because of LA and all that stuff. So.
And the number that we get, and then we know that we're gonna have to add at least 20 to 30%.
Yes. These are fictitious numbers. The reality numbers will be multiple percentages higher.
Yeah.
Like tens of percentage higher. That's just the way the world works.
Correct.
So with all that knowledge in hand, and yes, I know it's gonna feel great to have a house that looks like that. Just changing the floor feels great. Looking at that number, which we will not say, but looking at that number, because I was still a gentleman, right? But looking at that number, this brings us to the second half of the dilemma. So the first half of the dilemma is, what kind of value does remodeling one's house to make it feel your own, would make it have those unique touches? What is that? How does that play out in dollars and cents or euros or pounds or whatever money you're using? Francs? Francs. So whatever your money you're doing, that's still the same amount of money. It's still a lot. And I think the way that the Hermescapades have come into this is that we've been doing Hermescapades quite a lot. So as you have seen at this point, we kind of travel around and do our Hermescapades, and we go to Italy, and we go to Paris, and we go to London, and we go to Hong Kong, and we go to Thailand, and we go to Spain as well at some point here in the future.
Spoiler alert! Next EP will be in Spain, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, no. We'll be.
We're in Lyon.
Yeah, we'll be
in Europe for sure.
We'll be in Europe after. Yeah. So it's spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Follow along.
Yeah.
For
More
next
Magic
year.
Bay. Yay!
Yeah.
All right. So we do all that traveling around. We say, hey, you know what? Europe is pretty cool too. People here are nice. Food's good. The architecture is different and beautiful.
Yeah.
And we foresee ourselves spending more time there in the foreseeable future. Why don't we take that number that we got for the remodel, and when we compare that to what the cost would be to potentially acquire some sort of pied-à-terre, be it in varying sizes and varying areas, considering where you're at, those numbers, they look pretty close to each other. They're not exactly,
I guess, sorry, disclaimer, when people say like, oh, the same, we're talking about down payment, guys. We're not talking about, we are not talking about the whole price of the...
It wouldn't make sense for us to just buy it out.
No, but just saying, like...
that wouldn't make sense.
Correct. We talk about the down payment. I'm not talking about the whole price, the whole purchasing price. We talk about put down the big chunk, down payment.
Yes, it would not be smart.
20%, 30%, that's what you're looking at.
For us, it would not be smart to buy it just all cash.
Correct.
Right.
No, but I'm just saying that people understand the budget for the renovation and the down payment. That's the down payment that we're looking at. This is not the purchasing price.
Okay, that's a good.
Because otherwise, you're looking at like, I don't know.
But a helicopter pad.
Yes.
On the roof. Yeah,
So,
helicopter pad.
no. We
Yeah.
were talking about
Yeah.
the down payment
Yeah,
compared
okay.
to the renovation
Yes.
cost.
Yes, a very good clarification. But yeah, so, and whether we're looking at Paris, that is, that's going to mean certain arrondissements that are available in comparison to 1, 2, 3, 4,
1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5, 6, and that's probably
Yeah.
much.
But if
for
we're
me.
looking at Italy, that could be different cities and different areas within those cities, right? And you might get, a more preferred area in Italy than you would get in Paris because the price is different. And London the same, right? I think in general we are looking at Europe overall. I don't think we have any ambitions for Asia, which would be cool.
Even though I love Asian food,
yeah, you do.
and I don't like British food.
Oh, hey.
I guess I don't like. It's a strong word.
I would just prefer them last out of all the other options.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I do like a good
But they have
the Sunday roast,
Okay,
like those kind of stuff, like fish and chips, like sometimes.
But even like Indian food's great.
yeah, over there,
like kebab and that kind of stuff.
Chinatown in
Yeah,
London is
Chinatown,
great.
yes,
I love that. Yeah.
Or again, Paris, right? And so I was figuring out if you want to be in the central London area or where you want to be. All those things would factor into it. And realistically, as you go through those, you say, well, you can get more preferred areas in Italy because it's just ultimately less expensive. And the euro and the dollar is still relatively strong and foreseeable for the future.
Oh, that's so cute.
Obviously, there's some complexities to this. One is what fits us best, and what would be the need for this? How would we use the Pied-A-Terre, and where would we like to be most? Where would we like to be most often? I think is one side of it. The other side of it is where would be a great landing spot in Europe for us to do the other adventures.
Correct,
right?
because the port of entry to me is
a big
really
deal,
important.
yeah.
Like because I'm the one who planned the trip, so I will look at the flights, how many connections, is it easy from the airport to the center city, like those I put a lot of weight, like factor weight, like what's it called?
A lot of weight factors.
Into it,
Are heavily weighted. And so, I think that it's pretty easy for us to see that obviously the main areas that we're looking at, Paris, Italy, which has multiple cities.
Milan, Florence,
Rome.
Yeah.
Although Napoli is enticing in some ways. But
they have the old school, the old
school everything.
like historic building looking, like those are so pretty.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't think I want to.
I don't live that close to a volcano. I'll tell you that. It things do not turn out well for at least
Even though they
one
have the
generation.
best pizza, but
the pizza though.
yeah.
Don't listen. You'll never be as good. So that's the idea. Or if you want to go, and it's going to be a different thing. And I think that's part of what we may start including moving forward is some of our gathering. At this point we're just kind of in a gathering stage, and that next step is going to the places and seeing how does it feel. Does it feel like a place that we would know and we want to know more of?
It's a Handbag Husband house hunter
International. Yay!
No, but first step.
Yeah.
It's to make a decision if you want to remodel or if you want to buy Pied-A-Terre. Isn't that first step?
No, I think the step that we would be at is we know how much it would cost to do the remodel, and we have an idea of how we would feel about
the price gonna go up next year.
Yes, the more you wait, the way yes. But we know how much the feel of remodeling feels. At least you've got a little taste, right, from the floor.
Sure.
So I think the idea is to take that number and then go to whether it is Paris and explore all the arrondissements that we could potentially
1,
look
2,
at.
3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's pretty much it.
Go to Italy and explore, Florence and Rome and potentially Milan, if someone was interested in that. And by explore that, I mean just rent them in Airbnb and then make them an offer. Just kidding. So there's a lot of great options there. And then also, I think that we have not counted out London. Although we don't go there that often at this point in comparison to the other ones, London has a lot of great options, primarily that I can read all the electrical bills and the internet bills.
You can call them. It's like, hey, can you come fix something?
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to have the same language barriers, but also cultural barriers around getting things done that maybe Paris and definitely Italy are gonna have, where they're like, 1 month we're gonna send you the bills, and then we won't send it for like another 4 months, and I don't know. You guys just figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. So there's all those kind of factors in there, and also like the different how much square footage you can get, or the areas of each of those cities. All that's going to change based on what we decide to do. So I don't know. I mean, what kind of thoughts do you have on the Pied-A-Terre as far as actual like location and process for that?
It's very exciting, but like renovation, even though I feel like the whole process, during the process, is probably going to be more headache than buying a pied-à-terre, because you basically spend, like, just give them the money. But renovation, once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Pied-à-terre, you buy it, you still need to like keep paying the mortgages.
Yes.
When we're not there, we probably need to hire a management company to make sure everything's okay.
Because the water breaks or something.
Yeah, or those kind of maintenance that it's going to be more difficult.
Or also like the locality has some sort of crazy stipulations about changing the air vents or some sort of like electricity usage stuff or whatever.
Yes, and it's like kind of ongoing, like stuff that we need to kind of like keep me awake at night,
Yeah.
So, but Pied-A-Terre is very exciting. The idea is very exciting.
Yes, sexy for sure.
Yeah, but
Provocative. Oh, how would you rank them? If you had to rank the 3 areas, let's say Paris, London, and Italy, as far as difficulty of the Pied-A-Terre, or the advantages and disadvantages from our perspective, just our perspective at the moment.
there are so many. I can probably list right now. So, obviously, my first choice would be London because everyone speaks English.
Because it's easiest.
Easiest, yes.
So you're going easiest to hardest.
Easiest.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be London, Paris, Italy. But the issue is, I love Italy more than Paris and London. But see that?
Yeah.
So that's a
Yes.
big
Yes.
issue. It would make more sense to pick the Pied-A-Terre in Italy because we probably want to spend more time there than others.
And even if we get any of the other Pied-A-Terres, we'll probably end up being a lot of time in Italy as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm kind of like, okay, but which one makes the most sense? Like, obviously, I'm not gonna blindly pick a place just because I love to be there. It has to make sense on like financially. Like, if we hold this for 20 years, 30 years, if I want to sell it.
Yeah. And there is that thought for sure.
Like the afterthoughts of like, okay, because I don't think we're ever gonna move there.
No.
I don't believe we're ever
so.
gonna move there. So there's a many aspect of like financially.
And also property in Europe in general
logistically.
doesn't seem, it's not really an investment in the same way as it is in the United States.
Or Los Angeles.
Or in Los Angeles specifically.
correct.
Or New York, I guess too. Like it's not really.
the big cities.
Yeah.
The big. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not really the issue. It's like, oh, this has to be something that, has a huge amount of equity over time.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're going to be there. We want to have a place that is our own. It might be more comfortable. It might be easier to do stuff in some manners.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, next one. So you said London's number 1 is the easiest.
Yeah. It's basically London, Paris, Italy.
London, Paris, Italy. So what would be the difficulty in Paris from your side?
Languages. French, people intimidate.
I
don't know why.
I love sassy
like,
French people.
I
I'm
know,
not
but
gonna lie.
I feel like I'm scared of them.
Yeah.
And but I feel like, I guess Paris is second because it's kind of in the middle. I can take the Eurostar to London whenever I want. But this is kind of also the same thing with the London to Paris. I can take Eurostar to.
That's true.
So and then if from Paris to Milan is 7.5 hours train, if I don't want to go to the airport, which is still not so bad. That's why Paris is logistically is not bad. And yeah.
I think from my side, this is complexity. And this maybe even reflect in how I choose my beautiful wife. Is that...
Oh, I didn't. You didn't choose me even.
Let's stay with my story, okay?
Okay.
I love Paris.
Yes.
And I will take all the bullshit.
The abusive.
Yes, I will take all the abuse that comes with it. I'll learn French if I have to, right? I'll figure out how much euros a dollar costs or whatever if I have to. I'll figure out when and when not to, order the right cafe, right? I'll do all those things because I love the feel. Now, Italy feels like home to me. I
Correct.
love Italy
Correct.
in a way that feels warm and cozy and just it just feels, I feel at home.
Correct. That is very
Paris,
correct.
I feel like the best version of myself. In Gay Paris. But in London, makes the most sense.
London
It makes
made
the most sense.
Yeah.
When you get some weird letter from the tax revenue people, you're like, oh, I know what they're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
And why they're asking for it. Whereas in Paris, you're like, I don't know what they're saying. I don't know why they're asking this. And I don't know what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like the place is so exotic. It's never been done.
Sure,
This
it can be
been-
done. Oh, it can be done.
People,
If Hemingway can do it, I can
people
do it.
doing this for I don't know decades, right?
Generations.
Americans that like had a Pied-A-Terre.
Yes.
They're not even moved there. Like that this been done so many more times to London, to Paris, to Italy.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's not like so complex. To our situation is unique. No, it's not unique. It can.
That's
be
what we're
done.
sharing with, because hopefully these folks
Correct,
have something to
correct.
say, some sort of tips to say, hey, if you're considering
Yes.
this, why don't you try this? Because it'll save
Yes.
you all the knockdown, drag out fights, or some of the knockdown,
Correct.
drag out fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting, but
Oh, for me, Italy, by the way, it would be, well, I go back and forth between Rome and Florence. Rome, I mean, it's the eternal city. It's ancient.
yes.
And so is all the processes to get anything done.
Yes.
So that's the downside of it. Florence, I think is a nice happy medium. It is the not too hot and not too cold version of Italy for me.
When they get the what's it called?
Oh, the floods?
What's that called? The wind, the Santa Ana. Like we do get.
Oh, they get Santa Ana's there?
Kinda, yeah. The
Santa Ana. Yeah, so Florence is kind of the nice happy medium in my mind, the happy medium version of Italy, aside from when they can and can't turn off their air conditionings. Seems bizarre to me, or the heaters, you can't turn them on before this or that. I don't know. I gotta figure that will probably factor in somehow. But Milan, of course, is numero tres for me. So. Hermescapades, here we come, with Roma, in the sketchy elevator.
I guess to add, when you were talking about the AC whatever, I think the last couple trip that we stay in Airbnb, it kind of ignited me a little bit of like the frustrations of staying at Airbnb. Like there's so
Indeed.
many rules and so many like, oh, don't do this, don't do that.
And I get it, they have to be explicit because a lot of times
No, it
you're
makes
living
sense.
next to people who have normal, real houses, and these are people coming from random places, literally random places, doing random things and don't have the same cultural norms. So you have to explain that to your guests.
No, I understand, but sometimes I feel like it puts stress on me more than just, oh, this is a place to relax and stay.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I have a place on my own, then I can do whatever I want. And
There's also that feel where they're like, oh, this is our home and we're letting you stay there. You're like, these are companies that have designed this whole structure for it. Don't make me feel bad
Yeah.
about putting too much clothes in the washer machine. If it is your if this is your home and you're like, this is our second house, this is our Pied-A-Terre and we're letting people use it, fine, I get that. I want to be considered that. If you're a company who's charging me for it, put the money included in there and let me wash as much laundry as I want to wash.
Yeah.
Or let me turn the air conditioning on as long as I want to turn my electricity,
so
There
there was some
like,
like knick-knack, because I make sure I clean everything, like before we leave, like I make sure I follow the rules, but sometimes the rule is too,
and we have a great Airbnb rating, by the way. Amazing.
oh, on our
Yes.
profile?
Yeah, best.
Of
Yes.
course, I clean everything.
Squeaky clean,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think that's kind of like way into the considering of the Pied-A-Terre, and yeah, so that's kind of like add the weight on there too.
I think really you're just exchanging one stress for another,
for sure,
right?
for sure.
This is
Yeah.
killing flies with giant hammers.
Correct. Yeah.
But it is sexy. It is a very provocative idea to be like, I don't want to live in Europe. I don't want to live in the US. I don't want to live anywhere. Be a man of the world, right?
No, I do want to leave.
Yeah.
I want to have like place. No, okay. If you say I want to live everywhere, then why remodel? Then doesn't make any sense. No.
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
okay,
no.
I get that.
No, I want
Yeah.
a place that like this is home.
And the remodel's still going to happen. It's just a matter of time, right? It's a matter of time.
Or who's the general contractor? I might be the general contractor, and
General
you,
contractor.
and you,
The
my
laborer.
handyman.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
handy-
it might turn into that,
The
right?
handy handbag husband.
So
Just a little crooked though. Just a little crooked.
no, and then really lots of yelling and
Yeah.
yeah. Is it really saving money? I don't know, man.
So that's kind of where that dilemma's at, right? We've come to the point where we got a real number from the renovation, and we find that number is very close to what it would cost to at least get our hands on a Pied-A-Terre somewhere. And so balancing out how happy would the remodel make us now versus later, how useful would a Pied-A-Terre and also happy make us in Europe somewhere. Balancing that out is a complicated task. And again, I think that you all might have some of that because I know a lot of you folks travel back and forth. I know a lot of you folks have kind of multiple residencies where you live in different areas. And for us, we have the luxury of being able to do that. And it's not necessarily related to work per se.
And we are not looking for anything fancy. Not even
doesn't
close.
have to be, yeah.
Not even close to anything fancy.
Just comfortable.
Like a studio or maybe like a one bedroom. That's
Yeah.
it. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it. We're not looking, again, nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make food and stuff in the kitchen and those
Yeah,
kind of things.
yeah.
But, and not wake you up, right? Also be on top of you, on the bed cooking,
Yeah.
Oh, college. So that's kind of the dilemma that we have for you all. And I'd love to see some of your feedback on it, on your perspective on this. And it's not necessarily directly a Hermescapade thing, but I will tell you one of the criteria in all those cities that we are thinking about is that they cannot be really that far away from Hermes, or they will likely be very close to Hermes.
I guess my thoughts on that is we are city people.
As we found, as we were out here in the rurality.
I know.
Of
I was like,
California,
this is too much. This is too much for me. I want to go back home
Some
already.
weird noises. Those woodpeckers always get me, man. Who's knocking on our door, man?
My point is like wherever we're gonna decide to buy, if we
Yeah.
decide to go to around,
Yeah.
it needs to be civilized enough.
Sure.
And then civilized place, most of the time, there will be an Hermes store.
Yeah.
So I know some states, you guys don't have Hermes store, but most of the big cities, there will be Hermes stores.
Yeah.
So again, London, Paris. London has almost 5, Paris has 3, Milan.
But they're not all created equal.
No.
Three,
But I'm just saying.
5 in London is not
Was
maybe
it
even less
5?
than
I don't remember.
totality of
Yeah.
3 in Hermes, but
And
in
then-
Paris.
And then Milan, Florence, Rome.
All right, so that is our little dilemma, and again, love to hear your input.
Another facade of our life that's
Another facet,
going.
yeah.
That's going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the many plates that we are spinning. But if you like this video, if you like the Hermes conversation, which is, I'd say this is a Hermes adjacent conversation. If you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and I mean, whatever we choose, there's gonna be more bag candy for sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help our channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our newest short videos come out, and everything we have on the socials, on Instagram and on YouTube, because we have new great Hermes content that is coming out every single week. And also, we got our bag collections coming out every single month, where we reveal our entirety of our bag collection, one bag at a time, once every month, hopefully for a long time. It's gonna be a long time, but hopefully it never stops.
Help us make a decision. Leave a comment down below. Should we remodel or should we get a Pied-A-Terre?
Oh, until the next episode when we see you all into ourselves into the future, hold on and adios.